Okay, we're going to look at Boris having a bag full of red sweets and green sweets. This is question 23 on the 2019 Edexcel paper 2, IGCSE. So Boris takes at random 2 sweets from the bag. The probability that Boris takes exactly 1 red sweet from the bag is 12/35. And originally there were 3 red sweets in the bag. Work out how many green sweets there were originally in the bag. So we're going to treat this as we would any tree diagram. So originally we have 3 red and green. We don't know how many we've got, so we're going to call it X. And basically we're solving for X, but we're using a tree diagram to do it. So what we have is the first lot of things that we get are red and green. This is red and green as well. There we go. And we will have 3 reds over the 3 reds plus the X amount of greens at the beginning. And then for the same thing, we'd have X over 3 plus X. So we don't know how many green sweets we are, we just know that there's 3 plus X there. Now, once we've taken a red sweet, it means it goes down to 2. And that would be 2 plus X. Now, once we've taken a red sweet, the green sweets remain the same, so they are X. And then we still have 1 fewer, so it'll be 2 plus X on the bottom. Okay. Now, once we've taken a green sweet, we still have 3 red sweets, so we would say 3 over 2 plus X, because 1's gone down. And this is this slightly complicated one. Once we've taken a green sweet, on the top we'll have 1 X minus 1, because we're getting rid of 1. And then on the bottom we'd have 2 plus X. And we know that these 2 roots, the one where you get a red and a green and a red, are what equals this, 12/35. And now we're going to go through and sort of work that out. So we know that 3 over 3 plus X times this one here, so we go that way and that way, X over 2 plus X, plus, and then it would be X over 3 plus X times this one, so 3 over 2 plus X equals, and then we get 12/35. I don't think you're meant to write outside the brackets there. Now, I kind of can see that this is going to work out the same. So on the bottom we've got 3 plus X times 2 plus X. This is, we can rearrange this, so it's X squared, that's 6, and that's 3X, or rather 2X, and that's 3X. So it means on the bottom of both, you're going to end up with X squared plus 5X, which is the 2X plus the 3X plus 6, and that's 3X on the top, plus 3X over X squared plus 5X plus 6 equals 22/35. I actually can't read that very well, I'm just going to check. No, it's 12. Okay, was worth checking. So that means that plus that, we've got the same denominator, so 3X plus 3X is 6X over X squared plus 5X plus 6 equals 12/35. Now, that means we can do, we can times this one out by that, and we can times that one out by that. So we get 35 times 6x, which is, let's just do 35 times 6 equals 210x. And then we get 12x squared plus 5 times 12, which is 60x plus 72. And in order to solve a quadratic, we need to get that onto that side. So we take 210x off both sides. And we get 0 equals 12x squared minus 150x plus 72, that is divisible by 6. It's not divisible by 12 because I don't think 12 goes into 150. So that means 2x squared minus, and that would be 25x plus 12. That's the lowest it can go. And now you can do, so times that by that, you get plus 24. And it's got to add, so it's got to times to plus 24, and it's got to minus 25. So I think that's going to be minus 24 and minus 1. So if we do this, 2x squared minus 24x minus x plus 12 would equal, let's take 2x out, and that would be x minus 12, and then that would be minus 1, and that would be x minus 12. So that means we know it's 2x minus 1 and x minus 12, and therefore x has got to be positive, and it also has to be a whole. So x minus 12 equals 0, so x equals 12. And the answer is that there are 12 green sweets, so there you go. You could go through and prove that, but I don't think you'll have time. The function f, so number 24, the function f is such that f of x equals 3x minus 2. Find f of 5. So whatever's in there you put into, let's go for a nice colour, you put that into there. And so you would say 3 times 5 minus 2 equals, well, that's 15 minus 2, which is 13. And that's just a nice one to make you feel relaxed and happy. Now the function g is such that g of x equals that, where x is greater or equal than 5. Express the inverse function in that form. Okay, so we're going to find the inverse function. So if we were finding the inverse function of this one, we would say y equals 3x minus 2. And then what we do is we just add 2 onto, but we'd have to get x on its own. So we'd add 2 onto both sides. And then we would do y plus 2 over 3 equals x. And then you would just say f of minus 1 of x equals x plus 2 over 3. And that was how you do that. Don't write that on your own paper. Now with this, the problem is we have 2 x's. So what we're going to have to do is complete the square. So we're going to start off by saying y equals 2x squared minus 20x plus 9. Then we are going to get the bit 2, so get the coefficient of a outside the brackets. So we're going to go y equals, use a horrible bracket, 2. We're going to say x squared minus 20 over 2x, and then we're going to leave the 9 on the outside, because why make life hard for yourself? I don't want 9 over 2. And then we're going to say y equals, this does seem like a waste of a line. Now, the next stage is when we're going to complete the square for what's in the brackets. So we'll say y equals 2, then we'll say x minus 5, and to complete the square, you halve the coefficient of x, okay? And then you put a little square there. Now, if you were to do x minus 5 times x minus 5, what you'd get is x squared minus 10x, but you'd also get an extraneous plus 25, because we know that minus 5 times minus 5 is 25. So we need to take that 25 away. And that's still beholden to that 2. So now we know that we've got 2x minus 5 squared minus 50, because I've taken it outside, plus 9. So our actual answer is 2x minus 5 squared minus 41. Now, that's not the end. It does seem to be going on a little while, doesn't it? What we need to do now is we need to rearrange it to make x, as we did at the top, our main thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go y plus 41 equals 2x minus 5 squared. Then we're going to divide y plus 41 by 2, which leaves us with x minus 5 squared. Now we're going to have to square root both sides, whereas one of my students does that. Now if you square root something, you do actually need to make it, this is a square root, plus or minus. And that equals x minus 5. We're almost there. So all we need to do now is add 5 onto both sides. So if we add 5 onto this one, we get that. Now, in order to make this look good, we actually change the y back to x. So it would be 5 plus or minus root x plus 41 over 2. And that is, I think, the end of the paper. It's quite a pleasant end of the paper. Thank you very much.